Welcome to our study of the Haftarah from Joshua chapter 2, connected to the Torah portion Shelach Lecha in Numbers 13 to 15. We'll explore themes of faith, courage, and divine guidance, reflecting on how righteousness leads to peace, as Proverbs reminds us. Let's begin this journey together, uncovering the powerful messages woven through these ancient texts. In Joshua 2, we see Joshua sending 2 spies to Jericho, where they find refuge with Rahab, a Canaanite woman. Her faith in Israel's God and her courageous act of hiding the spies become pivotal. The spies promise protection marked by a scarlet cord, and their confident return signals God's favor. This narrative sets a foundation of trust and divine intervention before Israel's conquest. Comparing this to the Torah portion, we notice a striking contrast. The Torah sends 12 spies whose fearful report leads to rebellion and delay, while the Haftarah focuses on 2 spies whose mission succeeds through Rahab's faith. The Torah concludes with the commandment of tzitzit, a covenant reminder, whereas the Haftarah highlights trust and divine favor embodied in Rahab's actions. This contrast invites us to reflect on faith versus fear. The themes connecting these texts deepen our understanding. The spying missions reveal fear in the Torah versus faith and success in the Haftarah. Visible signs like the tzitzit and scarlet cord serve as reminders of covenant and protection. Rahab's inclusion reflects the Torah's law of equal treatment for native and stranger. Finally, God's sovereignty is shown in delayed fulfillment due to unbelief, contrasted with immediate evidence of divine power through Rahab's story. The scarlet cord in Rahab's window carries profound symbolism linked to Yom Kippur rituals. It ensures her household salvation, paralleling crimson threads used in the Day of Atonement ceremonies. These threads, placed on the scapegoat and temple door, reportedly turned white when atonement was accepted. This connection highlights themes of blood, atonement, and protection, echoing the Passover blood that marked Israelite homes for safety. Looking at the comparative table, we see how the Torah portion, Haftarah, and Messianic connections interweave. The sending of spies differs in number and outcome, with faith prevailing in the Haftarah and the Messiah sending disciples with authority. Visible signs like tzitzit and the scarlet cord symbolize obedience and protection, while Rahab's faith exemplifies outsider inclusion. Consequences of unbelief delay promise fulfillment, but God's sovereignty ensures ultimate victory through the Messiah. Messianic expectations emerge clearly from these texts. Rahab's faith serves as a prototype for Gentile inclusion, appearing in Jesus' lineage. The scarlet cord symbolizes atoning blood and protection, linking to Yom Kippur's threads that prefigure ultimate atonement. We see a contrast between unbelief causing wandering and faith leading to rest and inheritance. Ultimately, the Messiah fulfills promises as a light to the nations, extending salvation universally. Rabbinic interpretations offer rich insight into these themes. Rahab is praised as a righteous convert, possibly marrying into Israel and embodying loving kindness. The scarlet cord is compared to Passover blood, emphasizing protection. Yom Kippur threads focus on atonement and forgiveness, underscoring God's mercy. Unlike later Messianic views, rabbinic thought emphasizes God's providence and covenant loyalty, highlighting faithfulness over explicit Messianic connections. Synthesizing these insights, we see faith triumphing over fear as a central message. Covenant signs like tzitzit and the scarlet cord point to redemption and belonging. Rahab's story foreshadows universal salvation, while the Messiah fulfills promises of atonement, inclusion, and rest. These themes invite us to embrace courageous faith and recognize God's unfolding plan for all who trust in Him. For those wishing to explore further, primary texts include the Tanakh passages in Joshua, Numbers, and Leviticus, alongside Talmudic sources like Yoma and Zavachim and various Midrashim. Commentaries from Rashi and Maimonides provide authoritative perspectives. Additional resources such as Sefaria and traditional Haftarah commentaries offer accessible platforms for deeper study and reflection. In conclusion, the Haftarah for Shelach Lecha challenges us to embrace courageous faith, reminding us of God's covenant signs and pointing toward redemption for all who trust His promises. This study reveals the enduring power of faith and obedience, encouraging us to walk in righteousness and peace as we anticipate the fulfillment of God's promises. This concludes our presentation. May the path of righteousness continue to guide us in peace, as Proverbs assures. Thank you for joining this exploration of faith, covenant, and redemption through the Torah portion and Haftarah.